In case you're wondering, this is not a very metal week. I just have to re-record the intro and outro for this video because the one I recorded in the old set got corrupted and I'm in the middle of a move right now. So, looking around, the old set isn't here. So until the new set is actually fully set up, we're going to stick with this. But thankfully, we should go back to the old set in the next two videos. But anyways, let's get into it.
Welcome to the program. This is Metal Robot Reviews.
Welcome to the Metal Robot Reviews channel. I'm your host, Tom McKay, and if I didn't know any better, I'd say someone probably died on that log. League of Corruption is a metal band from Vancouver, British Columbia, and according to the promotional material, this band is filled to the brim with not just a gritty soundscape, but also metal experience. You see, League of Corruption isn't full of up-and-comers hoping to get started at the worst possible time ever, a la Die Another Day, but League of Corruption instead is filled with veterans within the Vancouver underground metal scene, with their vocalist and guitarist Chris Barlow being in bands such as Mecha Messiah, and their second guitarist Brian Langley being a legend in the metal scene with bands such as Aggression and Infernal Majesty. So needless to say, when it comes to their debut album Something in the Water, this is a bit of a different situation compared to a Die Another Day. You see, with that band, if you didn't see the video, definitely check it out. I gave them a meh review just as a band who is still trying to figure out their sound. They're still trying to figure out what they want to do and how to go about creating the music. They have a lot of growing to do. With League of Corruption, if they somehow put out a meh album after 15 years of being a band, I will be so fucking flabbergasted, it's not even funny at that point. Okay, a little funny. But nevertheless, Something in the Water. How does this album do with a band who had 15 years to get together and create a sound together? Well, let's not waste much more time. Let's get straight into it. And we're off to a good start. Ooh, I'm liking this. Did this dude swallow Brent Hines and then proceed to wash it down with broken glass? The fuck is this dude's voice? Let the palace burn the tower. Oh, bro, I'm getting high just by listening to this music alone. Like, no wonder you guys took 15 years to release it. Holy shit. This wouldn't have been legal in Canada until like a year ago. Yo, this is so Southern Blues that Lynyrd Skynyrd is about to send a copyright infringement lawsuit thing to you in probably the next few days. I'm just glad he doesn't watch any of my videos, otherwise that would have sucked. Oh, come on! Wait, you can't end the song yet. I'm not done being bluesy. I like how the guitars are here just screaming, "I'm dirty and unhinged." Meanwhile, the bass is underneath them just being like, yeah, that's great, but I'm the only reason people can understand what you're fucking playing. Check your ego, Kanye. In case you couldn't tell, we are influenced by blues. Can you tell we're influenced by blues? We're influenced by blues. Ooh, yeah, I'm liking this. Keep it coming, boys. Is this solo the same as the last track? There must be something in the water. I love how words like "the" are so unimportant to this whole thing. I didn't even realize that he actually is saying it until Chris came back with the fifth chorus. Dude, drum school's over. Stop that. I'm trying to tune here. Fuck. So rude. Oh, yeah, yeah. Were you foaming at the mouth when you did that take, bro? Holy shit. You want me gone? No, I'm sorry. I'll take back the joke. I'm sorry. You know, I'm getting some, like, Avenged self-titled vibes here. Like a sort of Dear God type of situation. Hey, don't laugh. Ooh, yeah, I'm liking this. Keep it coming, boys. Okay, the addition of the clean guitar is a nice touch. I like it. You wanna retake that, buddy? About time. Finally got it all packed up. Time to head out for the truck. Had some fun memories here. I'm sure gonna miss it. Shit, fuck, yep, coming. Yeah, pro moving tip number 1. Make sure that everything is packed before the truck arrives, because the people who are helping you might just let you keep your eyes. Overall, League of Corruption came at us with an album that not only hits hard when it really wants to, but knows how to keep a groove. The stringed instruments like the guitars and bass are doing a good job of holding that groove together, but you can't have groove without the drums. And while I do feel like Paul Trout's closer to the end of the record began to lose a bit of steam and fell a bit out of time, you can tell that for the rest of it, he is locking down that groove, acting sort of like a foundation for a house. The drums are the foundation for what's going on with the rest of it. Everything on top is the actual structure itself. And the vocal work from Chris Barlow is a very unique setup, if I can say so myself. I mean, okay, not that unique, but at the very least, more unique than the clean singers and guttural screamers that I'm usually used to. But what I will say is a couple of things. For one thing, the mix and even the tone could have been better. When I made the joke about the bass being the only thing telling you what the guitars are doing, yeah, I was only half joking. I don't know what happened here. It could be the guitar tone or it could be the way it was mixed, but the guitar's low end and even like mid end are practically gone. The only thing that you're left with is the high-end treble fuzz. If you're not a guitar player and you have no idea what I just said there, basically, if you were to tell me that no guitars were taking place on this album, I would actually believe you. Another thing I will add is that the album itself was very derivative. Very derivative. A single song has a tendency to repeat itself and really garnered not a lot of interest. While the vocals were very interesting to start off with, the longer they went on, the more you got used to the sound. And when everything else is not piquing interest, that became a slight problem when it went from song to song. I don't know, maybe it's my taste in music, but when you're a musician writing songs, you usually want to use up your song length to the best of your abilities. You want to make sure that you're putting as much use to the timing as possible. It seems like here, however, that LOC really wants to stick with a similar motif through each song. I mean, hell, through every song as far as I can tell. When I'm recording this, I actually edited the footage already and I used the exact same headbanging clip more than once. In fact, I know that the clip from track 4 and 6 was a repeat because there was no need to re-record any extra scenes. They fit well with each other. I mean, granted, some of the tempos were like different by a little bit, but they more or less felt the same throughout the entire album. So yeah, like having a similar motif for a single song, that's one thing. Timesing that by 6 for an entire album, that can cause a few problems. Now, granted, this is not a bad album by any means. I actually thoroughly enjoyed my time with this one. Each individual song had its own merits. Not to mention that kind of writing style is very synonymous with the sludgy stoner metal type of style. So if this is your thing, then I'm sure this album will pique your interest through the haze of marijuana smoke that is your current living room. But if you're not into that kind of style, much like me, I would still recommend at least picking up one song of this album. Seriously, you'll be good with any of these. You can pick them at random. You can throw a dart at the board or something like that, and whatever one it lands on, you'll be perfectly fine in my opinion. Also because with all these songs, you really can't go wrong when there is clearly something in those waters. 11.5 out of 15, because sometimes some things need to repeat themselves without contradicting what I was talking about. But that was League of Corruption's Something in the Water. What did you think of the album? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you yearn for something different? Let me know in the comments down below or in the YouTube poll if YouTube is still allowing me to do that kind of shit. With that said, if you made it to this point in the video, I have a feeling you are going to like a lot more stuff from this channel. So hit the like button down below and make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the fucking bell for more videos. I'll see you in the mosh pit next time. Have a good night.